Workplace sexual harassment is prevalent and pervasive. It occurs in every industry, in every location, and at every level in Australian workplaces. Australians across the country are suffering the financial, social, emotional, physical and psychological harm associated with sexual harassment. This is particularly so for women. So begins the Respect at Work Sexual Harassment National Inquiry Report. The report identified cultural and systemic issues within workplaces that perpetuate sexual harassment and found that gender inequality was the key power disparity that drives sexual harassment. Gender inequality relates to the unequal distribution of power, resources and opportunity between men and women in society due to prevailing societal norms and structures. Factors driving sexual harassment also include other forms of discrimination and disadvantage that create power imbalances such as intersectionality, workplace culture, a lack of understanding about what constitutes sexual harassment, and the use of alcohol in a work context. The report found that women experience higher rates of sexual harassment than men, and that some other groups are more likely to experience sexual harassment. These include young workers, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, intersex, queer and other LGBTIQ+ workers, Aboriginal and or Torres Strait Islander workers, workers with disability, workers from culturally and linguistically diverse backgrounds, migrant workers or workers holding temporary visas, and people in working arrangements described as precarious or insecure. In most incidents of workplace sexual harassment, the harasser was male. Harassers have diverse behaviours and motivations and exist across all age groups, industries and social strata. Sexual harassment is more common in some workplace settings than others, with higher prevalence rates in certain industries. These include media and arts and recreation, male-dominated industries such as construction and mining, industries which involve a high level of contact with third parties such as hospitality, retail and health, and industries with a hierarchical structure, for example, police, defence, medical and legal professions. The report categorised sexual harassment as a form of gender-based violence. It detailed impacts on individuals, including negative impacts on health and well-being, employment and career, as well as significant negative financial consequences. Sexual harassment also incurs significant costs for employers through lost productivity, staff turnover, negative impact on workplace culture, resources spent responding to complaints, and reputational damage. Ultimately, a safe and harassment-free workplace is also a productive workplace. The Respect at Work report identified a need to shift from a reactive complaints-based approach to one which requires positive actions from employers and a focus on prevention. It made 55 recommendations for policy and legislative reforms to prevent and address workplace sexual harassment. The government has committed to implementing all of the recommendations.